All right, hey guys, happy to be here. My name is Joey Ginn. I'm the head football coach at Bethel High School in Shawnee, Oklahoma. Just completed our fourth season. We hosted actually the school's first ever home playoff game and won the first ever playoff game in school history this year. So blessed to have great assistance. I'm going to talk about stuff that I have very little to do with on a Friday night. I have a great offense coordinator named Brandon Blizzard that does a great job with this stuff. We run a lot of fast screens, and so what I'm going to talk about today is fast screens to have success or to create success for your offense. To us, it's an extension of the run game, as you're going to see as we get into. Here's my contact information. My email is coachginn52@gmail.com, and my cell phone number, area code 405-623-8960. Guys, feel free to reach out to me. I do teach 4 hours a day, and we have junior high and high school athletics. So if I don't reach out to you during the school day, don't take offense to it, but I will do my best to get back with you. I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Just kind of some philosophical things. I probably have more film than I have philosophical things. It's better that way, in my opinion. But kind of why run fast screens? To us, it's a simple play call for our offense coordinator. Like I said, it's trying to get athletes the ball in space. We want to play fast, and we feel like that our fast screens give us the ability to either play fast, just calling it on both sides, let the quarterback figure it out, or we may run a check with me, and Coach Blizz will look and see which side he likes it to and call it individually. Also, we use it to take advantage of matchups. You can see these two guys in the background here, and they're going to be on the whole time, but these are our two best receivers. They're brothers. Number 19 plays outside for us, and number 11 will graduate, and he played inside for us for 4 years. So it gives us the ability to look out there and, okay, we like our matchup with number 19 on, whatever that corner is, or number 11 on that linebacker. We know he can outrun him, and so it gives us the ability to do that. It's an excellent blitz beater. You're going to see in the film, we played a team, really two teams last year, and they were going to load the box. They were going to stop the run. They were going to blitz. They were going to do, whatever they had to do to stop the run. And so we just started catching the ball, throwing it out to our receivers and letting them make plays. Probably my favorite thing in the fast screens is it gets athletes the ball in space. I love our fast screens. I love our jet sweeps because, again, it gets athletes the ball in space. It allows them to use their abilities in finding space and creating space. What we like to do is we like to create ways based on coverages and to figure out who we want to get the ball. You'll see we'll stack receivers. We'll line up in quads. We'll get an empty to be able to throw it out to a running back. But again, just finding ways based on coverages we know we're going to get and determine who we want to get the ball. And also what we like about it is it's probably the simplest throw you can make by a quarterback. We're not asking him to throw the ball 20, 30 yards down the field. We're not asking him to hit a slant route on timing or anything like that. We're asking him to catch and throw the ball. To us, like I said, it's an extension of our running game. I just had he'll be a freshman next year, quarterback in the office with me. And I showed him, here, this team's got 8 guys in the box. We've got 4 receivers out there. Look, we're not going to run the ball when they've got 8 guys in the box. But you catch the ball, you throw it out there. And to us, that's a run play. To us, that's toss sweep if we were an I formation team and things like that. All right, so kind of some key thoughts to create your success with fast screens. Number one, what you've got to do, and we kind of figured this out the hard way. We had a kid that wasn't a baseball player. The kid was long in his release, and he was kind of slow getting the ball out. And so what we really had to do is we had to work with him. Our quarterback coach had to have design drills where all he did was catch and throw. We've discussed in the past, and really it hit home this year. the importance of a laceless football. He was a kid that he felt like he had to have the laces, but again, he's got to be like that baseball player turning the double play and just catch and get it out. As quick as he can get the ball out and get us a workable throw. The other thing as a coach, and it doesn't hurt to teach your players, but understanding coverage. Again, knowing in cover 3 that roll down safety is the force defender. That guy is the guy that we've got to block. That guy's the guy that we want to find a way, to take advantage of in a matchup. Understanding in cover 2, that corner is the force player. Again, you're going to see in film where, we didn't do a good job at times of teaching that. And luckily, sometimes we had great athletes that made plays. The other thing we do is we look, and this is kind of a Sunday operational thing, but we look are there formations? Can we get in formations that we know if we get in this formation that we're going to get this coverage and we're going to take advantage of it with our fast screens? We talk to our guys all the time about a no block, no rock mentality. Again, you're going to see number 11, and, he used to always complain of, how come, I'm not getting the ball in this? Well, because you don't block when we call the screen away from you. And he really kind of grew up and developed into a great blocker for us. It's a mentality thing. We spent 2 years trying to run jet sweep, trying to run fast screens, and our receivers wouldn't block out on the edge, and we struggled with them. 2019, our kids started blocking out on the edge, and all of a sudden we could run them, and it continued into 2020. Another thing is your receivers must understand where the window is. We don't want them dancing around. We want them catching. We want them getting vertical. We want them gaining yards. The other thing the receivers must understand is who the most dangerous man is. Something that we had to kind of figure out, and this is a film study thing, but we have to teach receivers to take that most dangerous man or take that guy we're blocking where he wants to go. What happens is your receivers, they start trying to control that guy instead of letting the guy with the ball make a cut, and you start getting holding penalties. And so you really gotta work with your receivers. Who's the most dangerous man? Who is our threat? And we're not trying to move him one direction or the other. We just want to take him where he wants to go. Another thing we like, and we do this, is we give our quarterback the ability, and he just simply asks, is it there right now? We have a call that we make. He'll look out. He'll tell a receiver, hey, it's there. We're throwing you the ball right now. So, allow your quarterback the ability. I mean, again, the whole premise is getting athletes the ball in space. Give your quarterback that ability. It's a 5-yard gain. If you catch it and you execute it, it's a 5-yard gain. And then we learned this year, but your tackles need to treat it like a run play. We had a couple of tackles that, man, they did a great job in pass protection of kick sliding and, protecting that inside, making the guy go outside. And what we discovered is it made it hard sometimes for a running back to get out, and it made it hard sometimes for our quarterback to make that throw. So what we started doing is we started asking our tackles, hey, just treat it like a run play. We have him now just go attack that defensive end. Again, the quarterback's going to get it out fast enough. We're not trying to create a pocket or anything like that. All right, so here's our rules, and they're real simple. I mean, I say the rules. We just kind of go over them formationally by position and make sure the kids understand. First off, on the backside, and you're going to see this 2 ways on film. If just basic day one teaching, what we teach is on the backside of our fast screens, our receivers are going to run a hitch. And what we tell our quarterback is, hey, man, if we can get 5, if you like a hitch, catch it and throw it, okay? If you like to look over on the fast screen side, then catch it and throw it, okay? It's as simple as simple gets. Now, we will sometimes, and like I said it earlier, but you're going to see it on film, we're going to call fast screens to both sides sometimes. Again, we want to try to create as much of an opportunity for our kids to have success as possible. Our play side wide receiver or wide receivers that are not getting the ball, we just ask them to block their most dangerous man. Okay. Sometimes that's a crack. Sometimes we call it an X block, where the inside receiver will loop around the outside receiver cracks, and we loop for the corner or their outside linebacker, whoever that may be. Their screen side guard, we want him to run as flat down the line of scrimmage as he can. I don't know why it says get vertical, but we want him to run as flat down the line of scrimmage as he can, and his aiming point is the corner. We do a screen drill where what we do early on when we don't have pads is we have a cone set out there where the corner would be, and it's a press corner, not an off corner. And what we want that guy is we want him running flat down the line of scrimmage, running right to that cone, taking that path, and then what he's going to do is he's going to block the first threat on that path. You'll see sometimes on the film where our guards kind of get out there, and those guys aren't used to being out there sometimes. They're not real sure what to do. But that's how we teach it. That's how we coach it. And then, again, we use film study to, hey, this is the guy we want you to block in that scenario. The screen receiver, we want him to catch it and get vertical. Again, we don't want to dance around. What we ask him is you go get 5 yards, okay? If he gets his 5 yards, hey, and you can make a cut after that 5 yards, or you can make somebody miss after that 5 yards, then you do it. We had a kid that, he did a great job of making people miss out on the edge and finding windows and took some of these to the house, and it makes us look really good as coaches, and we really didn't do a whole lot. We asked that kid to catch the ball and gain 5 yards. We asked other kids to block. And then again, our quarterback, and I said this earlier, but he's got to get it out. He's got to catch and throw, and he's got to deliver a catchable pass. I know that sounds really simple, but sometimes that's, it's something you've got to rep, and it's something you got to work. All right, so as far as calling it, this is how we start. This is our basic formation. It's our doubles, and it's our WX, Y, and Z. I put the tailback here. Typically, we offset our tailback, but we have run it with the tailback in the pistol. But we number outside in. And so we're just going to make a call to a side, and we're going to call it either 1, 2, or 3 to that side, okay? And then the left side, again, it'd be the same out of doubles, a 1, 2, and a 3, all right? Our next formation, if it's trips, and this is where your running back has to think a little bit, okay? It's still, I'm 1, I'm 2. Okay, well, now our X receiver travels and trips right. So now he's 3 to the right. Okay, so the running back has to understand if the X is 3 to the right, that now I'm 4 to the right. Okay, if the X is over, then now our running back is 2 to the left. Okay, and we have run it out of trips. We've run it to a single receiver. Again, you get that team that wants to roll cover 3. This guy here, we feel like can catch and get 5. We're going to do it. So it's not just something that we put on a page there and say, hey, we do it. We really will. So again, this is just kind of how it looks like blocked out. We get our tailback in the blocking scheme. So, again, I talk about this is an extension of the running game for us. This is toss sweep. We're getting them out there. Those wing T teams, they like to run the rocket sweep, getting the ball outside of the tackle. We got more blockers outside than they have defenders. Same mentality, okay? Hitch on the backside by both of these guys. And, again, we tell our quarterback, if you like it, take it, okay? Okay, same thing if we're screening to number 2. Again, Z, who's the most dangerous man? Is the corner pressed? Because if the corner's pressed, then I need to block the corner. All right, if the corner's off and we're seeing cover 3 or some form of cover 4 or something like that, then now the Z's going to crack. Again, we're getting the tailback out there, guards flat down the line of scrimmage, aim into the guard or aim into the corner and block the first threat. Okay, screen to number 3. Again, this is toss sweep to us. Okay, we don't have toss sweep in what we do. We do run some outside zone stuff, but this is our rocket toss. This is catch, get it out to the tailback. Okay, our first year we had a kid that could flat out run, and we couldn't block anybody in here, but we could throw it out to this guy, and this guy would hit the sideline and he'd run. Okay, same thing to the left. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this. It's exactly the same thing. It's just flipped. Again, we make a right or a left call. And sometimes we call it both ways. So it's just kind of how we do it. All right, exact same play. Screen to number 2 on the left side. Okay, screen to number 3 on the left side. All right. If we get in trips right, again, talked about, trips right, now the X is number 3. Okay. If we were trips left, it'd be the Y that was number 3. And we'll throw it to number 2 still. We'll throw it to number 4. Okay, just like this right here. We love doing this. We love getting in trips, that team that's going to roll cover 3 and throwing it out right here. We've got 2 blockers to block your linebacker, your roll down safety, and we've got a Z receiver or a W receiver if it's trips left to block that off corner, and we're going to get this guy running out in space. Again, same thing to the left. Again, I don't want to bore you too much. So this first play, you notice the tailback sets up in the back. This is one, and you're going to see where we have a screen called to both sides. So this team here, like I said, they're lined up. They're going to blitz people. They've got all these guys trying to load the box. They're going to stop that guy in the backfield. Okay, great. Bring as many people as you want, because what we're going to do is we're going to throw it out to this guy or this guy that are probably our 2 best athletes on the field right now, and we're going to get them the ball in space. Our quarterback, you can see him, he's setting our running back because he's going to throw it to the right. Again, we gave him the option this time. He catch, throw, get 5, find the window. Just so happens, again, this kid's pretty good in space. He goes and scores. Okay, so here we're in trips. If I remember right, we throw it out to number 11. So this is screen 3 to the right. Should have a hitch up top. That's our backup quarterback up top. He runs the hitch, catch, get it out. Again, notice this guard. He's flat down the line. He's flat down the line. Block the most dangerous man. It's cover 3. That guy's the most dangerous man. Okay? To this kid who's a sophomore at the time, that guy's the most dangerous man. We get the guard flat down the line of scrimmage, block the first threat. Get the running back out there, block the first threat. Would have rather him cut there, but hey, we'll take it. Again, we just got the ball to our athlete in space, taking advantage of numbers. Okay? Same thing here again. Like I said, we're going to throw it to number 2 here. Okay? We feel like we've got a better matchup. If we block this guy, we block the corner, we're going to throw the ball to number 2. If you notice, he's pointing out, hey, that's my guy. I'm blocking him. I'm probably over here yelling at him, telling him, block number 9 at this point in time. Okay, get the hitch up top. Guards flat down the line. Get us 5, and then go be an athlete. Get us 5 yards. Go be an athlete. We look like really good coaches right there, and we did very little. I think we scored 4 times against these guys on fast screens. Okay? Now, we don't do a very good job of this on this particular play. Our guard, this was later in the game. He got kind of lazy. All right? I really would have rather seen him keep running through this linebacker. Our running back does a decent job. Gets a good piece of him. Again, take him where he wants to go. We're not devastating this guy. We're just bumping into him. We're getting in his way. Getting an athlete in space. And we talk about, again, watch out here. No block, no rock. We're not devastating the guy. We're just getting in his way. Creating a window. Okay, this team here, they were an on-stack team, and they blitzed a lot. We struggled running the football. I mean, you can see here they're going to bring 2 guys off the edge. We struggled trying to run the football against them, just getting their way. Again, this is a good job by number 11. Don't try to drive him a certain way. It's a good job of him. Typically, he'd bubble here. But we tell him, find the window. Where's his window going to be? His window is going to be vertical. So we don't want him out here bubbling where that guy's going to get blocked into him. Get us 5, be an athlete. I think we got a horse collar there too, even. Okay, this is with our backups, and that's why I wanted to put this clip on here. I mean, you can see this kid's a backup. This kid was a backup this year. This was 2019. He started for us in 20, but he was still a backup right now. This is our backup quarterback. Okay, you know, this is so simple. Guys, we teach it. We do our screen drill. Every kid in our program gets reps in screen drill. And you know, we tell our JV all the time, if you can't execute our screens, then there's nothing in our offense that you can execute, because they get reps at it every single day. Okay, but again, you see it. This is our JV kids, you know, just getting somebody's way. Get an athlete the ball in space, make a play. All right, so this team, and I put this on here because these guys, what they did, and we knew they were going to do it. We'd seen it. Again, you can tell they're going to load up. They're going to stop this guy right here. This guy's pretty good too, don't get me wrong. But they're going to load up. But they like to take these outside linebackers and they widen those outside linebackers. So what we told our guys when we ran our fast screens in this game, all right, we didn't want to try to crack them because their corners were going to come down real fast. So what we ended up doing is we let that guy widen. We brought our running back out here and just clipped him inside out. Instead of tracking out here, we just clipped this guy inside out. We still had our guard coming out here as well, and we actually brought it more inside down the seam. And again, you're going to see, get an athlete the ball in space, find the window. I mean, we didn't block this very good. Just had a kid that did a great job finding a window. That corner over committed himself. He found the sideline and went and scored. You know, again, we're great coaches because that kid right there did that. All right, so here's what I talked about. Find a formation. Take advantage of formations. We're an empty right here, all right? Again, these guys, they were going to bring as many people as they could bring. So we got an empty. We really could have ran it either way right here, because he could have cracked right here and we could have taken our good athlete and you know, this safety's, 8-9 yards off, or corner, excuse me. But what we decided to do is we're going to get an empty. We're going to block here. We're going to block here, and we're going to throw the ball out to our running back. Now, this is where I talked about. Watch number 11 here, because he tries to dictate which direction this guy goes, okay? And really he misses his block because of it. You're going to see later on how we got that corrected later in the year, and it really made us better at these. This is one where, again, he's trying to make sure that guy goes a certain direction, and he gets out away from his body. Just take that guy where he wants to go. Right now, that guy's telling me he wants to go to the sideline. Man, just run him to the sideline. Okay, instead, our running back's got to be a bull here and run that kid over. Okay, but again, I mean, look what we gained. We gained 15 yards of just catching and flipping the ball out to a running back. That's our rocket toss. Wing T guys, there you go. Get your fullback out there. He'll love it. Okay, so now this, I think we should be all to the left now. Everything was to the right before. This should be to the left. Again, throwing it to number 2. We like the matchup. Throwing it out to number 2. Okay, just stay in their way. Find a window. Just trying to make the cut right there. You know, it's one of those you watch on Friday and you're like, dadgummit, if he just clears it. Okay, big play right here. And again, all we do is we catch. Now, to the running back, your quarterback does have to hold it a little longer. Okay, and this is where this kid did a good job. He was a baseball kid. He just catches it, gets it out to the running back. We just stay in their way. Just stay in their way. Make a guy miss. Look at our guard here. This is what we love, and this is where we show these guys, you know, this guard right here, he makes a play. He gets in 2 guys' way, doesn't devastate anybody. I think it was a 70-yard gain, just catching and throwing. You know, we went from backed up to the red zone. Didn't kill anybody, just got in their way. Okay, again, throw it to number 1. Guy needs some love too. Good job by number 11. I wish he'd blocked somebody here instead of just dancing with the guy, but he noticed that guy is the most dangerous man in this situation. Okay, and if you notice, this outside linebacker, he runs out there with him. He thinks he's running a flat route, I guess. And he ends up making the play, but we gained 10 yards on first down. Okay, this was the best team we played this year. This was 19. These guys were the state finalists. They were state runners up this year. And again, I mean, you see, we just, it was as simple as catching and getting the ball out, getting an athlete in space. Guys do a good job staying hooked up. Okay, this guard, we weren't as good running screens to the left in 2019. Okay, this kid was brand new to our program, and he was still learning. Okay, but if he's flat down the line like we want him to be, then who knows what happens out here. Okay, but again, I mean, it's a simple, just catch and throw. I think we gained 8 yards and really didn't do a whole lot off of it. Okay, again, throwing it to number 3. This is what I'm talking about with number 11. He does a better job as the year goes on, just taking the guy where he wants to go. I mean, he didn't devastate anybody, but we're just getting the ball to an athlete in space, letting him make a play. Okay, this is that same team, and I put this on here because of the kick-out block. Notice this was later in the year. Our left guard does a better job of coming flat. Running back gets in the way. We get the ball to a really good athlete in space. Number 12 stays hooked up. Who knows? But still, I mean, look at the gain and look at the simple. That was a second. I'm trying to look at the down and distance. That's 2nd and 1. I mean, it's a simple play call, 2nd and 1. We run these on the goal line even. We've scored touchdowns on them. So this team here, okay, and I want you to notice, and I put this on here, okay, this team here, they loaded up the box. They played man coverage, all right? This is quads. This is quads. That's our running back. We're in trips. If you notice the field, it was raining. Our quarterback threw for 300 yards, and I think over 200 of them were us doing this right here. This team loaded up the box. They played we called it the John Madden field goal defense, and they played man coverage to everybody. You notice this kid right here is trying to find his receiver. This kid right here is not real sure. Now, you'll notice it kind of created some havoc on our account, trying to figure out who to block. But we were, I talk about find a situation to create a matchup. That's what we were doing here. Okay, we got in quads. We got the ball to a running back. He wasn't going to run on that defense. The way they were lined up, the way they were loading the box, we weren't going to run on him. But catch it, throw it out there. Hey, man, you're going to have a bunch of receiving yards tonight, not many rushing yards. Again, notice how, another wet field. Tough for that quarterback to throw the ball down the field. Well, we're going to get in quads. We're going to outnumber these guys over here. Good job by number 11, learning how to block, take him. Look at number 8 right here. He's pointing, hey, I got this guy. He's pointing, I got this guy. That's okay. I wish he'd have fallen down right there, but then he makes a play. It's one of those you're yelling at him not to do something, and then kid makes a play. Again, notice wet field. Hard to get the ball down the field. Our receivers were tripping. This was like that golf course grass. I think this was like the first quarter. We just got in quads. Take them where they want to go. That's toss sweep for us. Okay, I mean, look, this is later in the game. Look at the quarterback. He's stumbling just to get the ball. We do this some. Again, we talk about getting into formation. We knew if we stacked our trips, we were going to get this guy down right here. We knew that. So we told our kids, hey, you block here, you block here. This is a situation, again, I talked about an X block. You know, we discussed this week on X block in our screens. So what I mean by X block is take this guy and block here, take this guy around and block here, and again, create that. That's another thing that we'll do if that's what we feel like we need to do. Simple catch, simple throw. This is our 2020, and I put this on here. This is our quarterback that wasn't a baseball player. So we really had to work with him. If you noticed our quarterback in 19, he hopped. He was a baseball kid. He'd hop his feet. This quarterback wasn't as comfortable hopping, so we just told him step. And if you notice, again, he's catching, he's getting it out. Different receiver. Catch, get it out. Big gain right here. Again, simple math. Again, here's a 2020 clip. Had to step. Again, this is what I'm talking about. This guy right here, this is at 19 I was talking about in the presentation. You know, this game here, we got in trips, and we knew he was better than that kid right there. We just caught and threw him the ball. It was a simple throw, make a guy miss, take the thing to the house if you have to. This guard was still learning. This play here, he probably, you know, I mean, he's looking outside. It's tough for him. But if he could have turned back inside and picked up this linebacker, we got everybody blocked and accounted for. Okay. But again, I mean, this is we screwed up. This is a 1st and 15 call. And look, we're back to, you know, second and at least halfway manageable. Okay. Gotten a lot of two-back this year. This was something we knew. Even in two-back, we didn't want to abandon. So, you know, if you notice, we're in two-back. We're going to throw it to this guy. When we got in two-back, these guys were going to load the box to stop the run. Okay, great. We're going to throw it out to this guy. We're going to block a corner. We're going to send a running back out here, and we're going to make something happen. Good job by our guard getting out there. Good job by our number one receiver staying hooked up. Looks like toss sweep. This was when our 11, he had just come back. He hurt his knee. You know, again, we do a good job of staying hooked up on the outside. Number 3 just takes this guy where he wants to go. This is where a healthy number 11 probably cuts it back, and it's a lot bigger play. Simple catch and throw. But again, I wanted to make sure I put stuff on here because this kid, he wasn't used to doing that. He had to learn to be quick. You know, he was real long and slow early in the year. I think this is week 7, and he got a lot better. Once our quarterback coach started working with him, you know, he got a lot better at just catching and getting the ball out. Catching and turning and getting it out. This is in our playoff game here. Again, notice we stacked our trips because we knew what we were going to get out of stacked trips. And then we flipped it out to the running back. Okay? You know, this is when we really figured out this guard has got to attack that guy right there. You know, it creates a little bit different path for your guard. But, man, look at all these bodies out here. We just run a lot of buck sweep. That's, I think what I like about that is it looks so much like buck sweep. Just get him out there, get him in space, find a window, make a play. This is our second round playoff game. Again, we got in quads. We knew this team, we were going to get cover 2, we were going to get cover 3. We got in quads, we got cover, it was kind of a mix. This is our X block here. So if you notice, our outside receiver comes down on this outside linebacker. Our inside receiver comes out for the corner. Running back, he kind of got lazy there. If he pushes, if he just drives that guy a little bit, take him where he wants to go. I wanted to put this on here because we throw it to number 2. It's a great job of our outside receiver recognizing who's the most dangerous man. So in this case, he cracks. Okay, our running back needed to keep coming out here, getting to the corner. But it's a, 6-7 yard gain just on a catch and toss. Stack our trips. Again, we felt like it gave us an advantage in the blocking scheme. Get an athlete the ball in space. This kid here's a basketball kid. He didn't want to block. He knew if he didn't block, he wasn't going to get the ball. That's pretty good out of that kid. Okay, so young kid out here at number 1 receiver. Okay, we had a kid that was quarantined. This kid wasn't a usual starter for us. Talk about understanding who the most dangerous man is. They're in cover 2. Okay, now in fairness for this kid, we had told him we were going to X block our screens or we were going to see cover 3. And if the corner was back, then we were going to block the outside linebacker. He does a great job of blocking the outside linebacker. Problem is they're in cover 2. And so what happened is we left an unblocked corner out here. Again, kid does a great job. He's a great athlete and makes us look good as coaches. But we've got to do a better job next year of teaching that kid who the most dangerous man is and how to recognize it. Okay? This is what we expected the last play. Corner bailed, block the outside linebacker, get the running back out there. Man, that's a big gain right there. And we did very little. Same thing here. Again, man, we don't devastate anybody. Matter of fact, it's just, be a speed bump sometimes. But him being a speed bump created just enough to get that guy who's our best athlete out there on the edge. Any questions? Don't be afraid to reach out. We do a lot more than this, I promise you. In years past, we've passed for, 3,000, 3,500 yards and ran for barely 1,000 this last year. If you kind of noticed, our quarterback changed a little bit. And we were more of a running game team. We actually ran a lot more of that 2-back formation than what I showed. It's high school football, so our philosophies, we kind of got to adapt what we do to fit our kids. I talk about we're going to have a freshman quarterback next year. We're going to do a lot of this stuff, again, as an easy way for him to catch the ball and get it out. We don't want him sitting in the pocket a whole lot, and so by us doing this, it allows, we're going to lean heavy on that big number 8 that plays running back for us. And so by us doing this, those teams that want to load the box, we feel like it gives us the ability, to put a young kid in a better situation. So again, there's my contact information. Guys, don't be afraid to reach out to me. I'm not quite as busy as Coach Bandstra, so I should be able to reach out anyway. But I appreciate you. Thanks, guys.